What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. You guys, welcome back to another edition of Gotta Love Them Movies, your daily dose of movie news. I'm your host, Mr. Mike Brown. I'm here all the time. And guys, this is kind of a special video. The trailer for Tom and Jerry just dropped. I know I just did the show. I edited it. The trailer dropped maybe about, half hour, 45 minutes ago, something like that. I was in the middle of editing all the show that I had just recorded. I was editing all those videos, uploading them to YouTube, and then the trailer dropped, and so I had to finish what I was doing, and then here I am. I'm recording a brand new video for the trailer reaction. And if anyone had an opportunity to watch the show earlier today, I did a segment that was about Tom and Jerry First Look, right? Because yesterday, the studio had put out some, I think it was Warner Brothers, started putting out some photos or miniature posters, if that's even a thing. What is a miniature poster? But they were putting out small photographs of Tom and Jerry in front of various sites around the world, in front of the Eiffel Tower. They were on Tower Bridge in London. They were in front of the Statue of Liberty here in New York City. So they started tweeting these out on social media saying hey, trailer drops tomorrow. So we knew that the trailer was coming today. And again, in the video, I was talking about how I don't know, you guys. I don't know how this is going to work. I love Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry so much. And based on the description, in fact, do I still have this up? I may not have this up anymore. No, I don't. I already closed the page. But essentially, there's a quote from the studio kind of giving a synopsis as to what the movie's about. It sounds terrible, and it's a horribly written synopsis of what the movie is about. Grammatically, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. You kind of have to read between the lines a little bit, kind of figure out what it is they're talking about. And just the overall description of the movie of, there's a young girl who now works at this hotel, and there's a mouse problem, and she has to hire a cat to get the mouse out of the hotel with this big wedding on the line, right? It didn't sound like a very good premise. Well, I watched the trailer thrice. I love this trailer. This looks... who knows what the movie's actually going to turn out to be like? The movie could still be garbage. Like I said, the director, Tim Story, I pulled up his filmography here. He does not have a great track record, you guys. His most recent film was the movie Shaft. I guess the second sequel, I guess? Because it's not really a remake. It's not a reboot. It's kind of anyway, all of the Shaft movies are just called Shaft. So 2019 Shaft, where it has you have John Shaft from the 70s, and then you have John Shaft from the 90s, and now you have John Shaft Junior, or whatever his name is. I don't know, whatever. He directed that movie. Wasn't all that great. He directed the movie What Now? Never heard of it. He did Ride Along and Ride Along 2. Not good movies. I guess they were good enough to get a sequel, but not great. Think Like a Man. Hurricane Season. Never heard of it. Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer. 2004's Taxi. Not based on the television show Taxi with Christopher Lloyd or Judd Hirsch or Andy Kaufman, but Jimmy Fallon. Not a great movie, you guys. And then Barbershop, which arguably was actually a pretty good, decent movie. But yeah, Tim Story doesn't have a great track record. So going into this trailer, I was like, oh no, I don't think this is going to be very good. But you guys, I watched it and I was pleasantly surprised. I love, first of all, I like the cinematography. It looks complementary to having a 2D animation style in the film. And like there's pigeons in the movie, there's not CG, 2D animation pigeons. Obviously Tom and Jerry are 2D animation. They have 2D animation elephants, because I guess there's like a big Indian wedding going on. How you get elephants in New York City, I have no idea, but hey, it's an kind of animated movie, so why not? This really feels in line with like kind of like what they did with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and like just kind of blending that version of 2D animation with live action cinematography. The cinematography looked pretty good, like really good actually. I was digging it. The look of the film overall looks fantastic. It feels like they nailed the comedy. It feels like they kind of nailed the spirit of what Tom and Jerry are. They're not friends, and they don't all the time hate each other, but frenemies is probably the best description of it. Now there's like a small little opening at the beginning. If you've seen the trailer, it's Tom and Jerry walking down the road. It looks somewhere in California. Who knows? I don't know. They're just kind of walking down the road, and they stop and they look at each other and they're like, should we be friends? Let's be friends. And they shake hands, and then Jerry opens his arms really big and wide for, to embrace Tom. And as Tom takes one step forward to give Jerry a hug, he gets plowed by a bus. Just perfect comedy. It's exactly what Tom and Jerry are, but it's not just the event of the comedic moment, it's the build up to it. It's the way they act as all of this stuff is about to unfold. And you can see it coming from a mile away, because that's Tom and Jerry. That's how it works. Like, what's about to happen, but it still gets you. It's still funny. But yeah, that whole opening tag sequence, I looked at and I was like, it feels like an add-on. I don't know if that opening sequence is going to be in the movie. It might be. It felt like that is a sequence that happens at the end of the movie, after the entire, like when Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, as they're just walking down the road all by themselves, and the bus drives up and says, "Hey, we need 2 people to be our water boys, or to oil us down before all of our beauty pageants." Oh, the town's that way. You guys know what I'm talking about. It felt very reminiscent of that moment from Dumb and Dumber. So it like that opening sequence of the trailer feels like that's how the movie ends. I don't know if that's how the movie ends. I have no clue. I would assume maybe not. Also, when Tom gets hit by the bus, the front of the bus very clearly says New York City on it. So I don't know if it's like a New York City bus that's somehow in the middle of the countryside, or if it's a bus in the middle of the countryside on its way to New York City. That very well could be how the movie opens. I have no idea. We'll just have to wait until it comes out to see it. Chloe Grace Moretz, I think did a really, again, in the trailer, does a really good job playing this kind of unassuming, I'm gonna be the new employee here at this hotel. I think it appears that Michael Pena is kind of the guy who's in charge of the entire hotel. He's the proprietor. He wants to make sure it's prestigious and whatever. I think he might be the villain of the movie. I don't know. And again, all of this may play out very, very differently in the movie. And we could watch and just go, ooh, no. But as far as the trailer, if the movie is anything like the trailer is, which hopefully it is, the whole purpose of a trailer is to take your excitement level and bump it up just a little bit, right? And I'll be honest, my excitement level for this movie was pretty low. It's pretty low. This first trailer, it looks pretty good, you guys. I'm actually digging it. I want to know what you guys think of the new Tom and Jerry trailer. What are your thoughts? Did you love it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Is there, like, do you think that they got the comedy right? Do you think they got the characters right? Additionally, I think it's very, it's worth noting. It's very worth noting. I think it's worth noting that the vocal talent that is being put into both Tom and Jerry are not, because I know they don't speak. I know they don't ever really say words to each other. But there's like grunting sounds. There's like various vocal noises that they make as they go about doing their hijinks, right? I think it's really interesting that they are bringing back the old vocal talents of Mel Blanc, of I think it was William Barbera, or Hannah. Sorry, Hannah. I think it was Hannah from Hanna-Barbera. I think they lent their voices and their vocal talents to these characters back when they were originally created, and so they have gone through and crafted, or rather, been able to harness and take some of those noises and sounds from the original cartoons and put them into this movie. I know that both of those gentlemen are long since deceased, but to be able to honor them in this regard, to bring their vocal talents back to the big screen for these characters, I think is genius. I think that's a really great use of technology and being able to blend the old with the new. Like I said, guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Did you love the trailer? Did you hate the trailer? Are you just kind of like, meh, whatever? Or are you like more like me and now you're more excited to check out this movie? I really want to hear your thoughts down in the comments section. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Jaws the shark would want you to do. Dun 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 dun.